Hey, what's up, everyone? We've got some insane news about the RTX 5070, and honestly, it's not looking great. NVIDIA promised that the RTX 50 series would bring a massive performance jump, but now, leaks are suggesting that the RTX 5070 might actually be slower than the RTX 4070 Super, at least in raw performance. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's break it all down. So here's the deal. The RTX 5070 is set to launch in February 2025 at a price of $549, featuring 12 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast. According to NVIDIA's own white papers, the RTX 5070 has 6,144 CUDA cores, which is 14% fewer than the RTX 4070 Super, which had 7,168. It also has fewer texture mapping units, 192 compared to 224 on the 4070 Super. And while both GPUs share the same number of render output units, the drop in CUDA cores and TMUs could seriously impact raw performance. And here's where things get even more frustrating. The RTX 5070 consumes 250 watts of power, which is 14% more than the RTX 4070, yet it still might perform worse in certain scenarios. Now, you might be wondering, how is NVIDIA marketing this as an upgrade? Well, it all comes down to multi-frame generation, a feature that uses AI to predict and generate additional frames, making gameplay smoother. When multi-frame generation is turned on, the 5070 could perform well. But when it's turned off, raw performance takes the front seat. And that's where things start falling apart. In fact, without multi-frame generation, the RTX 5070 might not even outperform the RTX 4070 Super. And this isn't just speculation. NVIDIA's own numbers suggest that the RTX 50 series relies heavily on DLSS and multi-frame generation to show any real gains. And it's not just the 5070. This trend applies to the entire RTX 50 lineup. The RTX 5080, for example, is only 8 to 9% faster than the 4080 Super. And get this, the RTX 5090 is just 27% faster than the 4090 without multi-frame generation, whereas the 4090 was nearly 50% faster than the 3090 in pure raw performance.
That's still an up though.
What does this mean? Well,
That's still an up.
if you were expecting a massive performance leap with the RTX 50 series, you might want to lower your expectations. The RTX 5070 looks like a side grade rather than an upgrade, and it seems like NVIDIA is pushing AI-based frame generation harder than ever to compensate. But what do you guys think? Is the RTX 5070 a letdown, or do you think multi-frame generation makes up for it? Drop your thoughts in the comments
It definitely
below.
does.
And as always, don't forget to like.
Because if we're talking about raw performance, okay, obviously it's a slight difference, and potentially you're saying that it might be slower, but with what's being produced today and the technology that is being able to be taken advantage of, that's technically an upgrade. You feel what I'm saying? And as much as an upgrade as it is, it's the proper use of what it is, the first generation of DLSS, and it becoming something better. So being able to develop something stronger later on down the line. So I'm in between if I should get the 5070 or if I should get a 4070 Ti Super, which my guy is telling me that 4070 is actually better than the 5070. However, when you use that DLSS, then you're gonna notice the big difference in such and such. So yeah, I'm in between. I'm trying to figure that out right now, chat. Basically. And my guy's giving me a good deal on all of them. So it's like, I can't go wrong. Literally, I can't go wrong.
Cover fire! Reloading!
So RTX and a 4070 Ti Super, 16 gigabytes, has 119 average. So it does better than the Ti. And what game is this? Battlefield 6? Hold on now. 5070 average FPS 70. RTX 4070 Ti average FPS 80. Now that's 1440p, right? And now we're on. Is this what this is not considered 4K? No, this is 2K basically. Now we're looking at 2K. We're looking at 43 frames per second, 38, 40, and 44. So this graphics card is performing better at 2K than all of these, with the exception of the Super, which the Super has a 16 gigabyte RAM in it. So that's like, you know, that's you got to give it props to be able to keep up with that. But they're not even speaking on they're not speaking on the I can't even speak the DLSS. They haven't mentioned the DLSS. But raw performance, the 4070 Ti just might be better. Like the raw performance of 4070 Ti is better. Like quite literally. Give me 1 second, chat. Sorry. Yo, you already got RAM, because if not, you're cooked. No, when we talking about RAM, RAM in terms of the graphics card. But I have 32 gigabytes of RAM on my computer. But video graphics for RAM is completely different. And we're talking, you know, when we're talking about high performance, and we're also talking about streaming and stuff like that. For me personally, streaming is gonna play a huge part in being able to perform everything it needs to perform. Now, one thing they did not mention again in this video, or I didn't look at the whole video, but one thing they're not mentioning in this video is the DLSS, which is going to be the game changer. I'm just gonna look at the cameras. Somebody made a good point here. 5070 new memory, still time to improve via drivers. So the 5070 can get better. It can get better. Somebody said basically the 50 series card is not good. Yeah, graphics card, change the graphic cards for sure. People are saying the 50 series graphics card is not good for older games at that. This is a hard decision. Shout out to the plug though. Okay, well the 5070 is $500, while the 4070 Ti Super is over around maybe $80, $90. I mean over $800. My bad. What's up, YouTube? What's good, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? See, the 4070 Ti Super got 60. I mean, they're comparing it to a better graphics card. That's without a doubt. But this is, again, only comparing raw. This is only comparing raw performance. All right, let me get a better, because this is where I'm banking it on right here. The Mochi Gen frame. I forget what that shit is called. Somebody said it though. But hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that follow, Beta. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. Maybe we create something special together. If you're in the game for animations, we could talk. I've been enjoying your content quietly, but I wanted to allow loyal female fan you can always count on and show real support. Plus, I got some viewer insight you definitely want to hear. Viewer insight? Yes, definitely. Hold on. Make sure you get me on Discord. Join my Discord if you can. I'd appreciate that. What's good, TT? TT, what's the word? How's your night going? I'm trying to see. They're not comparing right. Oh, they are now. Hold on. There we go. That's the performance right here that I was looking for. You know what I mean? Because look, they had the regular Cyberpunk. They had Oblivion right here. They had the regular Cyberpunk right here. You see 74 frames per second, 80, 74. Hold on, wait, let me open this up. I can't even hear myself. Hold on. What the fuck? All right, so we got the regular 5070 right here, which is the one that I want to go for. But my guys, I think he's offering me the 4070 or 4070 Ti, which is a better card in raw performance. You feel me? 4070 is cooking the 5070 right now. It's cooking them. Both phenomenal cards still. Phenomenal cards. And now they throw in a 1440 with the DLSS, which is the additional feature in the RTX 5070. So now look, we're looking at 200 frames, 200 frame difference. Raw performance, 120 frames is just still beautiful, phenomenal. On the 4070, looking at 140 frames, which is fantastic. But if we're using DLSS with the 5070, we're talking about 200 frames average. That's insane. I'm coming down off a cut water, and and I'm in bed resting for work. I hear that. Yo, TT Price still drunk. How you still drunk? No, I'm fucking with you though. What's good, Sam? How you doing? Sam. Every time I don't get my rest. Yo, what's good, Alexandra? I see you. Thank you for the rules. Ooh, Rose. Y'all be watching them AI motherfuckers. They be like, ooh. Ooh, a rose. Thank you for the rose. Y'all like seeing that TikTok? Yo. It's my birthday. Give me money. Stop. It is your birthday. Happy birthday. I was about to say stop capping, but I remember you did say your birthday was in December. Give me money. I got you. Go ahead. Hold on. I got you. Go ahead, Sam. Let me see you song. Go ahead, Sam. My bad. Hey! My bad. I'm about to get banned on YouTube for that one. They gonna hit me with that copyright strike. But if you said, it's worth it. Actually, you talk about, I don't know about all that though. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm about to drop a bag on this graphics card. I ain't even gonna hold you. Drippy ain't rich yet, but we getting there. Drippy ain't rich, but he finna be. Yeah, you ain't gonna say hi, Alexandra. You just gonna come in here. You just gonna come in here throwing money. You ain't gonna even say hey. So my sister just came here and just donated a rose and she dipped. She ain't say nothing. She ain't say what's up. She ain't say what's going on. How your day? Family. You see how they do you, chat? They just throw you money and they be out the way. You know I gotta pick up them bills though. You feel me? And I gotta count to make sure I got it. Oh, hold on. We missing some money. Hold on, chat. Sam, give me my dollars, yo. Give me my money, Sam. I ain't leaving here without my money. You're welcome, though. So high key, I'm about to go after this graphics card so that I could just be one and done and just be cool with like streaming, because I'll be going through it, y'all, with streaming and gaming. I'll be going through it. Not it wasn't as bad as it is now, which I gotta figure. I think I should figure out what the issue is for real. But it's been bad. You know, sometimes you can't push your content to the potential that you want to push it because of the graphics card like glitching and shit like that. Yeah, that DLSS, that shit it'll do shit for that's some impeccable shit. I'm not gonna hold you. That motherfucker like $600.
We've had our whole lives to prepare. We're all fine. Mostly.
I'm not fine.
You will be.
But I'm getting it for the low though. You feel me? I'm not getting it for $600, but it's going for like $650 right now. I got a plug, gang. I'm not getting it for $600, but it's gonna cost. It costs $600. Put it like that. It's part of. It's business, girl. You know that. It's just part of the business, you know. Like I'm really. I don't know. I'm not even taking the time to ask myself, do I really need the car? But I know I need the car. Like it's coming down to it. If I want to be able to do what I need to do, not just now, but thinking of like the future, like future proof of my content, I'm gonna need to upgrade. That's just what it is. Like.
Is the RTX 5070 Ti dead? That's a question that I've been asking myself quite a lot recently. It's no secret that AMD have made big performance improvements to their 9070 XT. And with GPU prices, availability and stock finally starting to normalise, could the 9070 XT finally seize upon the opportunity to beat out the 5070 Ti? And does Nvidia's upper mid-range option make any sense in the current GPU landscape? Well, today I'm going to be discussing just that. The RTX 5070 Ti launched first and came out with an MSRP of $740.
They're not.
This was a $50 price reduction over the last
They're not
generation
competing.
4070 Ti. And although the 5070 Ti naming scheme might suggest this is a small upgrade from a 5070, it's more like a 5080 Lite, positioning itself
You
closer
fake.
to the
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see the tattoo.
cheaper
Yeah.
$549 5070.
I did see the
That then
tattoo.
might make the price of this card sound like a relative bargain.
What's the name? Where did you post that
$749
again?
for a card that provides
That was on.
similar
That was
performance
on.
to the 5080. That's a GPU with a $1,000 MSRP.
You posting on
$70
IG,
also
right?
fast. AMD then came along with this, their RX 9070 XT, and it's for all intensive purposes been one of AMD's most successful GPUs ever. It goes toe-to-toe with the 5070 Ti on video memory. You get 16 gigs on both. It should be noted, this is only GDDR6, whereas the 5070 Ti gains GDDR7, and AMD finally seem to have closed the gap too on things like ray tracing and even frame generation. Yes, you don't get the multi-frame generation currently touted by
I like
Nvidia.
that.
That's where they use AI to interleave more than one additional frame for every real rasterized frame to massively increase frame
TT
rate.
popping
Otherwise,
it.
they
Wait,
seem
is that
to
your?
be
That's your
thereabouts.
form?
And AMD's flashy and Valen, they boasted naturally about how this was going to be a lot cheaper, just $599
Hold on.
MSRP versus Nvidia's $749 price tag on the 5070 Ti. Again, not so fast. AMD's price point on the 9070 XT.
Hold on. I see it says something at the top too, but I can't read the top. It says something of passion and determination. Is that a part of the tattoo as well? That's nice. You thinking about coloring it too? Coloring it would be something different. That'd be some white girl shit, but the coloring on them might not be bad. Y'all don't earn, yeah. That's nice.
Has been until now a bit of a joke, really. They were exposed when the card first launched for only shipping certain batches for retailers to sell at MSRP.
How was the pain tolerance?
Number to sell at the MSRP.
And I know that the shading must have been hell too. The shading looks pretty good
AMD
though.
were essentially subsidizing the lower price
shading
of
looks
the
really
back end.
good.
And in a appeared as though AMD's continual strategy over the years, which has been to sort of put their finger in the air and go, I think that's a good price point, seemed to have paid dividends. In fact, there was actually one launch where AMD invited me to a press briefing and said, how much do you think we should charge for this particular graphics card? I think my answer was less than the Nvidia option. Now, the reason that's relevant is because the pricing mess that was created with the 9070 XT was actually done because these cards landed with retailers before AMD had actually decided on a price. And the price they eventually decided on was a lot more aggressive than I think people had perhaps forecast. Now, that's a good thing, and that shows that AMD were ready to take the battle to Nvidia. But again, I think you can see where this is going. Not so fast. We had tariffs, we had GPU shortages, and we ended up with this perfect storm of really bad circumstances. That led the RTX 5070 Ti to be a little price inflated, but the 9070 XT to sell for, quite frankly, ludicrous pricing. This wasn't helped by the fact that all the reviews, ours included, for the 9070 XT were overwhelmingly positive, and at the time it launched, it slotted just below the 5070 Ti, but for a much more attractive price point in theory. Now, the reality is that pricing on the 9070 XT has only just started to settle to a level that is recommendable. Currently on Newegg, you can find a 9070 XT for as low as $669. That's around $70 more than the MSRP. That is still an inflated price, but it's one that actually represents a saving of around $100 versus the 5070 Ti. Here in the UK, the gap's a little wider with the
Why TikTok in my live? Yeah, see, this is why I don't be banging with TikTok now, chat. Why would TikTok end my live? Am I tripping? Alright, we're gonna let it rock. Fuck it.
5070 Ti.
See, I be
now
tripping.
going
They
for
so
as low as
strict.
£689.
I don't know.
Again, it's only a choice.
They probably see we talk about money, graphics cards, and selling shit.
Model, and the RX 9070 XT dropping below the £570 mark, which makes it really pretty remarkable value for money. All of this has been aided by the fact that AMD, like they always do, have been continually iterating and improving the drivers on their GPUs since launch, essentially giving them the fine wine analogy where their cards age like wine. They get better as they get older. There's a couple of reasons for this. They're the underdog, right? They have a lot less market share than Nvidia, they sell a lot less GPUs than Nvidia, and their likely starting point is a little more rough around the edges than what Team Green have to offer. The reason we don't really get driver optimizations from Nvidia that really push performance forward is because A, they don't really need to, and because B, often out of the box, they seem to have extracted a bit more from the hardware package than Team Red. So with the 9070 XT now decidedly cheaper than the 5070 Ti, and actually in stock and available to buy, how do the two cards stack up with these new driver optimizations and updates accounted for? Well, this is where our testing comes in. And the first game we retested from scratch was F1 2025. Doing
you nerding out
in
right now,
1080p,
chat.
1440p and 4K, and using a variety of settings, whether that be DLSS,
I just need them to
FSR,
talk about that
ray tracing, all
DLSS.
to compare
That's all
how
I need them
these
to
two
talk about
cards
right
would
now.
stack up. And I was pleasantly surprised to see the RX 9070 XT win out pretty much across the board.
No, I don't like TikTok,
Rasterization
bro.
first at 1080p,
Like, I'll talk shit
ultra-high preset.
about
The
TikTok
RX
to my last dying
9070
breath,
pulls in
dog.
around 288 frames per second,
Shout out to the
giving you around
supporters and the
20
love that
FPS
people do get on
upside from the
TikTok, though.
5070 Ti at the same settings.
But-
Move up to 1440p at
Yeah.
the same ultra-high preset, and the gap does narrow slightly with the 9070 XT pulling in just over 230, and the RTX 5070 Ti pulling in just over 216 FPS. Move up to 4K again at rasterization, and the 9070 XT wins out again with 143, providing an upside of around 11 FPS on the 4K ultra-high result at rasterization from the 5070 Ti. Now, this is just one game, but at rasterization, the 9070 XT is now the faster GPU. But what about the DLSS, the FSR, the ray tracing, the areas where Nvidia has historically won out? Well, again, look at the numbers that we've run, and let's start off at 1080p ultra high with FSR and DLSS set to their respective quality settings and ray tracing enabled. Again, the 9070 XT wins out by a smaller margin, but 6 frames per second more nonetheless. At 1440p on the ultra-high preset, with FSR again on quality and ray tracing enabled, or in the case of Nvidia, DLSS on quality, but no frame generation, and the RX 9070 XT achieves 133 to the 5070 Ti's 124. And this pattern continues too at 4K, where there's a frame rate upside of only 0.4 frames per second, but the AMD card wins out in every metric. In Cyberpunk 2077 at rasterization, an area where the 9070 XT did lag behind Nvidia by quite a margin, you still see the 5070 Ti win out in some instances. 1080p high, for example, sees it achieve around 11 FPS more than its AMD counterpart, and 1440p high sees the card separated by 0.6 FPS, with the 9070 XT losing very marginally. Move through to 4K though, and the 9070 XT actually takes the lead with around 1 frame per second of extra performance. So
That's
again,
crazy.
not a huge amount.
Oh wait, that's
of FSR.
DLSS
But turn
off.
on FSR and DLSS on the quality preset and enable frame generation. So on Nvidia this is 2x. So we've got 1 fake frame for every real frame, and on AMD we've got the same. And the 9070 XT actually wins out, 204
Ooh-wee.
FPS versus 165. At 1080p high with FSR on the quality preset and frame gen once again.
So
enabled,
AMD
the
can do it too.
9070 XT pulls in a staggering 400 or so frames per second, beating out its closest Nvidia rival. While at 1440p, the Radeon 9070 XT beats out its Nvidia counterpart again by a really big chunk. What's really interesting though is the performance difference from the 9070 XT from launch to today. In Cyberpunk at 4K rasterization as one example, you'll currently achieve 78 FPS from the 9070 XT. At launch, that was just 68 frames per second. That's an uplift of around about 15%, which is enormous. Focusing on ray tracing.
I'm sorry, yeah, if y'all peep me nerding out type shit,
when
but
you look at these of the visual difference of the side
you
by
gotta
side
do your
two.
research.
And
You
here
gotta
at
do your
1080p
homework.
high
And this is
settings,
just a
we see
journey,
Radeon
like
9070
it's part of it.
XT win out against Nvidia. That's with RT on medium, FSR on quality, and frame gen enabled. Here we see a difference of around about 53 frames per second.
So my thing is, right? Hear me out. My thing is, right? Y'all see me, guys. I got the ting and shit on that side. My thing is, right? The 9070 XT, what's the price point on that then? And why am I not going after that car? What the? Hold on, chat. Cause what? Hold on. I'm about to call my plug. Cause why is Nah, I'm about to call my plug. Hold on.
Second, all told, which is a lot. I think the Nvidia image does look a bit better, but the frame rate on AMD is more advantageous. We'll move up to 1440p and the 9070 XT wins out, while even at 4K we see a stronger result from AMD than we do from the 5070 Ti for Nvidia. In Call of Duty's Black Ops 6 Zombies, the 9070 XT has a great showing as well. Here at 1080p high rasterization, the 9070 XT pulls in 215 to Nvidia's 194 FPS. At 1440p high, it pulls in 173 to Nvidia's.
We're in a time where a freaking 57 Ti, a perfect cable 1440p, and 4K card is being considered dead, and not even a year after release.
what's really interesting here as well is if you look at the evolution, the 118 frames per second achieved today was only 112 FPS at launch. Now that 6 frames per second might only represent around a 5% performance improvement, but 5% here, 10% there can make a big difference, especially when the only thing that really disadvantaged the 9070 XT previously was that it fell behind Team Green in more instances than not, and that no longer appears to be the case. I mean, heck, even with frame generation enabled, you just have to look at this graph to see that AMD are totally dominating. Now the good news is that AMD seem to have really managed to extract the maximum out of their latest RDNA.
Hold on, is this the
architecture,
5070
and
or
there's hopefully
5060?
lessons there they can take forward into their next gen RDNA 5
What's the
releases.
5070?
And hopefully some higher end cards for good measure. But to answer the question at the start of the video, which is the 5070 Ti dead? I kind of think the answer is yes. The 5070 Ti is still a really strong GPU. You just have to decide whether the Nvidia price premium is worth it for you. Over on Geeky PC, which is my UK pre-building company, we sell, I'd say, slightly more 9070 XTs than we do 5070 Ti's. And the feedback we get from you guys looking at the systems is that some of you want an Nvidia GPU. And that's something I want to offer, to try and stay as unbiased and as impartial as possible. Let you guys choose, and that's the best scenario. But I don't see why, looking at this data, you would buy the 5070 Ti over the 9070 XT. Unless, of course, we look at the fact that the 5070 Ti's price point is kind of there to tempt you into a 5080. You see, the thing is, without the 5070 Ti, the jump between the 5070 and 5080, which otherwise to the untrained eye seems like a one-tier move, looks enormous. The card is essentially double the price in real world when we look at the 5080 versus 5070. And for many people, the 5070 Ti is the aspirational stepping stone that you go if you want better performance but maybe can't quite afford the 5080's price tag. I think really Nvidia's lack of a GPU at the price point of the 9070 XT just underlines a big gap that they currently have in their lineup. When you look at the 5070 to 50...
Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Nah, it ain't making sense.
Ti, there's an enormous hole there that needs to be
AMD
filled.
cooked.
And it's the same, to be clear, with AMD.
AMD cooked.
AMD's current lineup sees them go from $350 to $550. And really what we need to see are more options. Nvidia's lack of a GPU at the price point of the 9070 XT just underlines a big gap that they currently have in their lineup. When you look at the 5070 to 5070 Ti, there's an enormous hole there that needs to be filled. And it's the same, to be clear, with AMD. AMD's current
AMD cooked.
lineup sees them go from $350 to $550. And really what we need to see are more options in and around the mid-range that give you guys a bit more choice. AMD should be commended for the great work they've done on the 9070 XT, and it's great looking at this data to see how far they've progressed. But on the basis of the 5070 Ti, it's not quite dead. I just don't completely know why you would buy one unless you're really motivated by Nvidia specific features and the overall Nvidia experience, which does remain a little better than what you'll find from AMD. What do you guys think of these GPUs? Let me know in the comments down below.
I'm
And as
missing
always,
something,
we'll see you in the next
Because
one.
they're not making sense. I'm missing something is missing because they're not making sense, bro. He just said AMD is outperforming Nvidia in that whole video. I'm confused. So why the price point is lower than the 5070 Ti? Why would you buy the 5070 Ti over the? You know what I mean? I don't know. Something's not making sense. Something's not making sense. Hold on. And he just said that it's better though. Oh my bad, chat. I gotta hold on.
But the
This is the
focus
same
is
video?
the main
Okay, here we go.
upscaling modes at 1440p, quality, balanced and performance. We want to see what sort of frame rates you can expect in a realistic gaming configuration. Does DLSS 4 or FSR 4 scale better? And what sort of modes are required to match the output performance between each model? As is the case with any upscaling benchmarks, it's important to brush up on the visual differences between DLSS 4 and FSR 4
I think that's what it is.
because they do not output an identical image, and so any performance testing done in this way is not apples to apples. We have a lot of in-depth content right here on the channel that goes into how these upscalers compare, and they are important companions for this sort of performance testing. For testing today, I'm using the MSI Ventus 3X OC version of the RTX 5070 Ti.
I think that's what it is. The visual. I don't even know how to call it, but the visual test of it, like the way the game actually comes out and how it looks, can be completely different from the data that's being output.
Sapphire Pulse version of the RX 9070
It's like basically
XT,
performance
in addition
versus
to the
quality.
MSI Vanguard SoC RTX 5070 and ASRock Steel Legend OC RX 9070. As these are different models, some of which have factory overclocks, all GPUs have been set to base spec clocks for testing, which is the standard way we benchmark. CPU being used here is the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, 32GB of DDR5 6000 CL30 memory, and the very latest game updates, Windows updates, and drivers have been used as of earlier this week when the testing was conducted. So 581.57 for NVIDIA, 25.10.1 for AMD. In both the GeForce and Radeon driver utilities, I've enabled the global override feature that upgrades games to the latest versions of DLSS 4 and FSR 4 respectively. Let's get into it. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered runs slightly better on the Radeon model, with the 9070 XT coming in 4% faster using native rendering, with this lead extending to 6% using quality upscaling. Both of
9070 XT outperformed all of them. Even the Radeon. Am I tripping? Oh no, I'm tripping. It is the same thing. But yeah. Almost blew them out the water.
these GPUs offer a nice high refresh rate experience in this title when upscaling is enabled, and there isn't much to be gained using settings below the quality mode. The 5070 Ti offers performance most similar to the RX 9070 in this title. In Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I'm testing using the very high preset with ray tracing enabled, and this is relatively easy for these GPUs to render. The RTX 5070 Ti is the faster card in this game, as it's 16% faster than the 9070 XT using native rendering, and 15% faster using quality upscaling. This means that to get the same performance out of these models, the GeForce card can use DLSS quality mode, whereas the Radeon card has to use FSR performance, which delivers noticeably worse visual quality.
Visual quality, that's the thing. Noticeably worse visual quality. That's the main thing right there. I already got my answer.
9070 XT are neck and neck using native rendering in The Last of Us Part 1, but the GeForce model manages to edge ahead by a slim 3% margin when quality upscaling is enabled. At most, I saw a 5% advantage to the GeForce card using the performance mode, but for the most part, these models offer a similar experience, around 10% ahead of the RX 9070. Spider-Man 2 is faster on the RTX 5070 Ti, especially when upscaling is enabled. The GeForce model goes from 11% faster than the 9070 XT using native rendering to 19% faster when quality upscaling is used, and there was a significant 30% lead in 1% lows. This is of course with ray tracing enabled, but it seems that DLSS 4 scales a lot better than FSR 4 in this title, and overall the game is nicer to play in this configuration on the RTX 5070 Ti.
There you go.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is a clear win for the RX 9070 XT, offering 15% more performance using native rendering,
Nice.
and although this narrows to 10% using quality upscaling, it's still clearly faster. I only saw this gap shrink using performance mode upscaling, which is probably not a configuration most people would use at 1440p, and in general this is a title where upscaling is less effective than on average in terms of the performance boost it provides compared to native. While performance was neck and neck between the 5070 Ti and 9070 XT in The Last of Us Part 1, in the sequel, I found the Radeon model to be ahead by 13% using native rendering and 9% using quality upscaling. The RX 9070 was also the faster GPU here, offering 5% more performance than the 5070 Ti.
Yeah, Ti, it's crazy.
Ghost of Tsushima is
But now again, and this guy, I'm gonna say this one more time, just one more time. The main thing here is, however, how well is the graphic potential output? You get what I'm saying? Because these frames can be coming out, but it still doesn't mean it's visually appealing. You know what I'm
also
saying?
faster on the 9070 XT, coming in 8% ahead of the 5070 Ti using quality upscaling, which is similar to the results using native rendering.
They're
This
all
is
up in
another
the
title
quality,
where
so
the
it should be
5070
coming out
Ti
really,
is
really,
a
really
closer
good.
match to the RX 9070, as it's just 3% faster than that model. Stalker 2 is one of the more difficult games to run across the selection being tested today, and it's an interesting case of FSR4 scaling a little better on Radeon hardware than DLSS4 on GeForce. This is because using native rendering, the 5070 Ti is 12% faster than the 9070 XT, but the margin drops to just a 3% advantage when quality upscaling is enabled. 1% lows in our test area also don't push much above 60 FPS regardless of what upscaling setting is used, which is a problem related to Unreal Engine 5 traversal stutter. Marvel Rivals is a close battle, with the 5070 Ti slightly ahead of the 9070 XT. There's a 4% margin using native rendering and a 5% margin using quality upscaling. At lower upscaling settings like performance, the two
That's
cards
important,
are basically
though.
offering the same experience.
With this kind of
Kingdom
game,
Come
that's
Deliverance
important.
2 is a win for the RTX 5070 Ti, offering 10% more performance than the 9070 XT using native rendering and 12% more performance using quality upscaling. However, this is largely seen when viewing average performance only. 1% lows are much closer between these models, so the Radeon card is more consistent when upscaling is enabled. Natively, the 5070 Ti also has a lead in 1% low performance. Star Wars Outlaws is a title where we previously saw FSR4 scaling much better than DLSS4, and this is also true when adding in the 5070 Ti results. The 5070 Ti goes from 8% faster than the 9070 XT using native rendering to 8% slower using quality upscaling. This is because the 9070 XT runs the title 39% faster with quality upscaling versus native, but the 5070 Ti only runs 18% faster. When upscaling is used, the 5070 Ti performs more like an RX 9070, which you wouldn't have known if we just looked at native results. Hunt Showdown is basically a tie between the 9070 XT and 5070 Ti.
I'm about to call my. I gotta talk to my plug and see what's up with that.
XT. Using native rendering, it's 29% faster, and a similar 27% margin is seen using quality upscaling. The GeForce card also has much higher 1% low performance in the area we test, a 30% difference using quality upscaling, so AMD has some work to do to improve performance in this title. F125 is another example of the fastest card changing depending on the metric that we look at. Natively, the 5070 Ti is 6% faster than the 9070 XT, but this switches to the 9070 XT being 2% faster when viewing average frame rates using quality upscaling. Additionally though, the 5070 Ti is 9% faster in terms of 1% lows, so the GeForce model is more consistent, and this is what ultimately makes it the better choice for this game.
Right.
Cyberpunk 2077 using the Ultra Ray Tracing preset is
This
the
one was a
heaviest
big one
example
as
of ray
too.
tracing out of the games we're
Yeah.
testing today. The 5070 Ti is unsurprisingly 18% faster using this configuration when rendering natively, and 13% faster on average using quality upscaling. But like we saw in F125, there is a larger difference in 1% lows, with the 5070 Ti having a 24% lead there using quality upscaling, so not only is the 5070 Ti faster, it's also the more consistent GPU. Once you get down to models like the RX 9070, frame pacing is noticeably worse as the card is only hovering around the 60 FPS mark, so any dips below that, especially the sorts of dips we're seeing here, does have more impact. There's no major difference between these models when viewing Hogwarts Legacy performance using the Ultra preset. Natively, the GeForce card is slightly faster, and then using upscaling, the two are
Yo, what's good, Rye?
so it's
Hi, Key. I was supposed to be playing a game, y'all. I just had to see this real quick because I'm about to make that purchase like this weekend, and so it's like you know, I gotta make my mind, make up my mind. But I think I made up my mind. I'm not gonna bet. I think I made up my mind. Chat. Yo. Man, streaming is tough, guys. Why did y'all tell me streaming was this hard? Said every person that wanted to stream ever. Gang said leave it where it's at. Don't even buy that motherfucker. I'm gonna thug out with it though. I fuck with Nvidia. I fuck with Nvidia. AMD. I had AMD previously. I never had issues for real. I got an AMD AMD PC right here too. It's an older one though. But like, you know, I don't have nothing against AMD. If I'm being unbiased, AMD, they on that shit though. They on it. They on it. They really on some shit though. They on some shit. You know what I mean? They trying to get where they trying to get. No bet. My bad. We had to nerd out for like almost an hour. But this is just the process, chat. Y'all understand? I'm sure y'all understand, right? I think everyone's watching the Gamer Awards. I'm not tapped in, chat. I ain't gonna lie. But as long as Arc Raiders is there, I'm happy. I think my girl, Infamous Sori, is actually watching that too.
Yeah, you need more for fuck's sakes. Yeah, EJ, welcome in. How you doing? How long is this show? I think because it's 9:40 p.m. I think we have about another hour. I think. Yo, Drippy, how's it going? How you doing, Drippy? Guan. What's up? New Year,
I like her layout.
Welcome in. 10 hours left. No, not 10 hours left. It's like one more hour.
I like Sori's layout. Y'all gotta peep.
What's up, gang? Like your layout? Oh, thank you.
With the heart at the top, that's a
How
fine.
you doing today, bro? Did you stream or are you gonna stream later?
2026 triple games solely because of GTA 6.
Thank you for the hearts.
Are you American?
No, I'm Spanish. I'm 100% Dominican. Okay, cool, Jeremy. I'm gonna tune into you once I finish my stream. Oh wow.
All right, let's get to it, chat. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. Let's get it, man. So yeah, as y'all can see, y'all see the camera start doing all this lagging and all that stuff as soon as I hop on the game. And I'll tell you now, chat, it didn't used to do that before.
The air scrubbers aren't doing great, so if you've got a mask, use it.
Like the only thing I can say that of why it does that is my background thingy thing. But like it just started doing it regularly. It never used to do it though. I don't know, maybe because I don't know. Hold on. Knowing that I learned about DLSS and all that now, maybe I might be able to do a thing or two, you know? Let's try this. Let's try Transformer chat and see if we could get it up to how it used to be. It's a lot more GPU intensive. You feel me?
If anyone's seen a medical crew in Toronto, tell them Sector C5 has been waiting for hours.
I don't know if I have DLSS. I'm looking at it like. I'm just gonna go Transformer. I'm curious to see how it's gonna perform. And also, now that we're here, let me pull up something on Instagram because I've been doing some Arc Raider. I've been watching some Arc Raider clips and videos and such, and I've been saving them so that when I get on the game, I can actually use that advice and stuff. Let me see if I can use that to refer. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're gonna go. First map is gonna be, I think, Buried. We're gonna go Buried first.
City to find epic guns and blueprints. The first spot is the house next to the Raider hatch, where you can find a weapon case and drawers that can drop trinkets and.
What house next to the Raiders hatch, bro? Y'all be talking too fast, cuz.
Here are the best loot spots on Buried City to find epic guns and blueprints. The first spot is the house next.
What is it? The Grandioso Apartments? Or the Abandoned Highway Camp? Let's give it a shot, chat. We're gonna go Abandoned Highway Camp first. See what happens. Hold on, chat. I think that actually helped the graphics card, chat. Hello. Hold on, chat. We back. Oh! I think that actually helped the graphics card.
Cache around Murano Station marked with a ribbon. A little sabotage should do the
Damn,
trick.
it's 18 minutes. You don't got a lot of time here. We do not have a lot of time. Where are we at? The warehouse? If we go here.
Let's go to that location.
It's a question if somebody has already looted it, of course, but it's worth a shot, right? And at least I'll get the experience of what it'll look like. So maybe next time when I do get in here again, I know exactly where to go. Oh, graphics look crazy now. Hold on, chat, we back. Yeah, we back. Now it's like, damn, do I need a graphics card? Ah. But trust. Hey.
Let's go. Hey, don't shoot.
Wait, don't take it yet. Wait. Did you guys already loot everything? You guys already looted everything in there? Is everything good left?
Somebody else looted.
Well, I could just get out there. How long until it closes? It just closed. Oh fuck, I missed. I suck. Hold on now. Nobody liked shotgun, huh? Well, at least enough to use it.
Let's head home at the southern station.
Let me see. Okay, so we know about that spot.
Next to the Raider hatch where you can find a weapon case and drawers that can drop trinkets and blueprints. The next spot is the Santa Maria houses where you can find 2 security breaches, a weapon case, and a bunch of trinkets. Ooh, Batenia. Damn, a Torrente blueprint. The next spot is Morano Station where you can find 4 weapon
Go to the Santa Maria houses.
My throat itching a little too hard now. I got tonsillitis. I don't know what that is, shit. I think this is the spot he was talking about. With a security breach possible. Yo, the game looks so much more better. There go the security breach. The game looks so much more better. Oh my gosh. Like, why was I not doing this before? Fuck. So, like, wow, gang. And I'm over here telling my, man. I'm over here telling my guy I'm ready to upgrade and all that. I mean, if I look at the frames that I'm getting though, I'm probably not even getting. I'm probably getting somewhere around like 40 to 50. If I'm being honest, which is not like you go. It's a gameable, but when the standard is 60 and above, it's like, well, you know. And you can see it affecting my camera a little bit too. But is it $600 worth? Look at the humidifier. We was fighting to get them things not too long ago. Is that a glitch? Interesting.
An Ark orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. You have 10 minutes to return to Speranza. I repeat, 10 minutes.
I wish that motherfucker popped open with some goodies. I could use some of those cells. That's a Bastion? Yeah, that's a Bastion. Oh no, that's a Bombardier. I'm thinking that's a Bastion. That's a Bombardier. So really, that motherfucker can't even do nothing to me. Yeah. Oh! Okay, technically it can. I didn't know the rockets could curve. Let's see how well it works, right? Let's see how well it can do what it does. trying so hard. He's trying so hard. Hold on, listen. Oh my goodness, shit. He's getting aggressive. Ooh. Close. Whoa! Okay, yeah, that was too close. That was too close. What the fuck? Gotta figure out a different technique, chat. I want to try something.
All Raiders, arc on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find your way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
Head home at the southern station.
Let me go ahead and just make my way out of here. I just had to see how that. I personally do not like the bombardiers, bro. But you know, you gotta learn about that motherfucker to really, you know. You gotta learn about them motherfuckers to really do what you want to do. I know it's another one. You could come out. Hey, let's get out of here, chat. Get the fuck on out of here. Dumb shit like that start happening. Is this an underground team? I know you'll say. Not mean to do that. And that's the worst part about it is he sits right on the fucking export, huh? You lucky I ain't want to bomb his dumb ass. I ain't got no bombs to bomb him. Oh yeah, I bugged out, chat. I bugged out. One bomb dropped, I'd cook. So I think one thing I'm gonna have to max on my skill tree, because I see that some of these locations that we run into, people aren't able to take advantage of that security breach. I think I need 6 more skill points for that though. That's gonna be a stretch. But that would have been clutch. Yeah, I need like 7 actually. I need to put 7 somewhere around here. I don't find them any more beneficial, you know what I mean? Like, this is probably thorough. If you're being sneaky, this is probably more of a beneficial. I'd probably grab something like this. Oh, let's get it. Just gotta keep stacking up, chat. I don't need that much though. Should be good. We're gonna try to make this quick so we could do the night raid twice at least. You feel me?
Cases. 1 in the breachable room, another on the roof, 1 in the bus, and 1 that can spawn on the library rooftop. The next spot is under the parking garage. This spot has a weapon case with the highest odds of finding an epic gun. Oh my god, I got a Tempest. The next spot is the research building, which is the best location to find the Wolfpack blueprint. Therefore, I hope I get... Ooh, Wolfpack blueprint! The last spot is the space travel building, which is the best location to make money since there's a lot of lockers and drawers that you...
Have your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider? Loot is ripe for the picking, while most of Toledo
Bird
is
City
asleep.
is a great
Though my
is a great
suppliers say
city
that
though.
Ark is twice as vigilant after sunset.
Go to
Get the
Plaza
drawing
Rosa.
down. Damn. Let me see something.
Let's go to the Santa Maria houses.
They keep starting me in the middle of the fucking raid, bro. Like, should I not be pissed off, chat? I know there's a lot of others. The point, you know, you want to find as much sleeper spots as possible, but like, and that's why it was so hard. Yeah, I was hoping those were weapon cases or something. We're finding money. AKA trinkets and things of that sort. Would I be wrong to start killing people, chat? Fuck. I thought I had that. Damn, I ain't bringing no bandages either. I'm cooked. I might have to get out of here ASAP. Bro, every little thing, guys. that was. I don't think there was anything up here. Security breach. Whoa! Oh yeah, I'm literally. I'm getting the fuck out of here,
Careful with
Chuck.
the southern station.
Like I'm GG's. This is what we're dealing with, bro. Well, eat up, boys. Why I come down here and this is what I see, bro? This is all right. I guess we're leaving with something. Leaving out here with something, right, Trey? How the hell did this motherfucker get down here, though? I'm on the brink of death right now, dog. Why one of them flying the motherfucking things try to just come after me, bro? What? All right, so we just got a skill point. That's good. Survive the night raid, and we have time for another night raid, maybe even 2. So from the gate, keeping everything we got here, you're gonna add some hills. That's what I was missing. And even explosives. We'll keep the smokes. This night raid, right? Hold on, let me make sure.
And be sure to follow to get some more bitches.
Jimmy, pick up the pace. Orbit is out. 4 is go time.
For the honor of Speranza! Hell yeah, right on the core! Hell yeah! Sliding down like a champion! Oh shit! Bang! I just took it out! Oh my god, I'm about to die! Oh my god, I'm about to die! Oh my god, I took it out! That's all me! That's all me! Bro, I placed 2 mines on that bitch! Hell yeah! Oh shit! Oh shit! No! Help me! No!
That's tough. Yeah, we ain't getting out of here. We ain't getting out of here easy, huh? We ain't getting out of here easy, chat. Oh, that's considered a trinket. I didn't know. And if you don't know, now you know. Let's take that. Rolling down the street, smoking me and so sipping on
Go to the hospital.
Okay.
Get home at the northern station.
And he said something about checking research facility or something like that. Let me play it again. Come on.
Spots on Buried City to find epic guns and blueprints. The first spot is the house next to the Raider hatch where you can find a weapon case and drawers that can drop trinkets and blueprints. The next spot is the Santa Maria houses where you can find 2 security breaches, a weapon case, and a bunch of trinkets. Ooh, Batenia. Damn, a Torrente blueprint! The next spot is Morano Station where you can find 4 weapon cases. 1 in the breachable room, another on the roof, 1 in the bus, and 1 that can spawn on the
Morano
library
Station,
rooftop. The next spot is under the parking garage. This spot has a weapon case with the highest odds of finding an epic gun. Oh my god, I got a Tempest. The next spot is the research building, which is the best location to find the Wolfpack blueprint. Therefore, I hope I get... Ooh, Wolfpack blueprint! The last spot is the space travel building, which is the best location to make money since there's a lot of lockers and drawers that you can open to find trinkets and rare items. Now, don't forget that night raids have higher odds for better loot. And be sure to follow to get some more bitches. Here are the best loot spots on Buried City to find epic guns and blueprints. The first spot is the house next to the Raider hatch where you can find a weapon case and drawers that can drop trinkets and blueprints. The next spot is the Santa Maria houses where you can find 2 security breaches, a weapon case, and a bunch of trinkets. Ooh, Batenia. Damn, a Torrente blueprint. The next spot is Morano Station where you can find 4 weapon cases.
think somebody already got in there too. Hold on. In fact, hospital be having great shit. Uh-huh. I was gonna say, I didn't think anybody was here already. Yo, that motherfucker dead, ain't he? Talking about some boop, boop, boop. You're donezo. Those was your last days of chirping, buddy. These guys know what to look for, man. That's actually really useful. WV the shot. W defibrillator. And Vita shots are expensive. That's why I like them. Yeah, they cleared this joint out. I know they got some. They gotta have something good in that locker that he had to trade out, possibly. Like, you know. So you mean to tell me this man gotta be over encumbered? Dude, 4 ran down, God. These used to be my favorite spots, Loki. What I miss, yo? What's good, L? Ain't much really. Just started the stream off nerding out type shit. But aside from that, it's just been good vibes, chilling. What's going on with you though, bro? How's your night going? I think. You know what I'm saying? When they cleared this motherfucker out. Yeah. Yeah, they clearing shit out. I remember right now, just got here, my coworker irking. Tight shit. I was about to say, slap the shit out that house. I don't know why I assume it's a girl. This guy missed something, chat. Look. This guy missed something. The middle-aged jump like, oh, I'm fucking crying. Don't touch that man. He gonna get you fired. Forget everything I said. Don't touch that man. He gonna have you winning in 5 in 10 different states, 2 different countries. Don't touch that white man.
Safe windows. 10 minutes to get out of there. I repeat, 10 minutes.
Head home at the northern station.
I'm gonna bring apricot. Just hold on, I'm coming home. I'll survive, I think. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. He cool as shit. He just been late. Somebody done swapped out his. Somebody swiped out his gin for some tequila. That sound like me. I'd be at work talking about, hi, yo, I'm out of here. I'd be sitting in that bitch for like 15 minutes. Still at that motherfucker. Then that nigga's up like 3 times already. We gonna be them old heads one day, bro. We gonna be them old heads soon. Just provisioning the whole floor like it's our job. Oh, you said wait. Be stay late and shit. Just talking. So what is it when 10 o'clock hit? He's supposed to already be out the door. Like it's like a swap type shit. I should have grabbed this, but it's like I'll grab a little bit of this too. No, real shit. Real shit. Realest that you ever seen, yeah. So what's the vibes tonight? What is it looking like? What do you work at a gym still? Or was it is that the store? I need to start submitting to that. Hold on, let me see. I need to start adding stuff to this project shit soon. The anvils, I fuck with the anvils. I can't let those go. Low key. These Berlettas are nice though. I wonder why this one go for 9K. I think it's because it's upgraded. Oh no, got an extended mag on there. Hold on, we not giving that up. Fuck no. And neither are we giving this one up. Hey, they be trying to catch me lacking, chat. Yeah, 76. Let's get to like. Let's try to get to like. Let's at least try to get like 100. Let's get to 100 tonight. At least get to 100 tonight. This is 12. This is 8. Oh no, they got full. They both got mods on them. That's why they fucking expensive. Bro, what the fuck? All right, we got the 8. Let's get it. Actually, I learned something today, chat. Something that could help with my my microphone. I'm gonna see if I can actually put that to action. Let's see. Hey, we got the 29. Hold on, we got the 29 minutes, chat. We gotta get a move on. Let's get it. Get the gum tarts. Let's see where they place us at. Damn, they place us all the way across the map, though. First thing first, we can get over here. That'd be a good one. We get over here, that'd be a W. You feel me? Gotta watch your back. All right.
Don't shoot.
What's good, Raider? He racing me to the spot, chat. I don't know exactly where it is. He probably knows how to get to it better than I do. Wait, hold on now. Hold on now. Never mind. I'm on it. I'm on it, chat. I'm on it. 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 I got a breach. I think there's a way just to go straight down. I'm over here breaching. I think there's a way to just go straight down. Yeah, there is a, wait, no, there isn't. You gotta at least breach in order to get down there. I skipped right over it, chat. Oh, wow! I gotta watch my back. I'm not just anybody. Damn, I can't be extending on a motherfucker. We getting some good shit though. Like we take these explosives back, that's gonna be good business. That's good, you know what I'm saying? I don't need them shits though. Yes. Bro, they let me take it or not, bro? Because I'm about to get pissed. I can't take it. I gotta watch my back. I'm not just anybody. I wonder what's. I'm just curious. I just want to see what's gonna be in the hood. I just want to test their logic. I need this shit like somewhere like right here. I be having that shit. I be having that shit like. You think this good right here, chat? Like right over the head. Whoa, Buster. I'm cooked. Okay, so set it up. Ooh, not me. I mean, you ain't shooting at me, Rocketeer. I'll blow your ass and take it on me.
Let's go to the hospital.
Hopefully I can get something good out this Raiders hatch. Try to get something good out this Raiders hatch.
Let's head home at the northern station.
That's gonna close another couple. Shout out to the person that showed me this trick, gang. I think it was somebody from Careless Kitty stream. Basically, if you run backwards or even sideways, if you run sideways, you move a lot faster than if you run forward. But you lose a lot more stamina. Hey. What kind of trouble you guys getting into, man? Stop, bro. Let me get mine. They already ran through here. Had to, right, Jack? No way possibly they didn't run through here. that a green? It's better than pink. But also, do you mind if I do, sir? I think he left an important key element possible. Or no, he came here first. Okay, I just had to make sure, you know, I just had to make sure. There's 2 humidifiers here, bruh. It's tough. I know niggas be needing humidifiers too. Like, I'm thinking about just holding them for people or something. Just so I know they can get it quickly. This was always one of my good spots right here. I think I got once. I got something really, really good. Hey, good sir. There's some good shit in here before, if I remember correctly. Something's hiding. Somebody's going through in here. This one closes in 4 minutes. That's going on. We're gonna do one more raid chat before we get off. One more good raid before we get off. All right, y'all, let's get it. Great raid. Great raid right there. Feel me? Oh, here full of shit. I hope he wasn't talking shit either. Hold on, somebody said...
So as many of you know, the Arc Raiders devs released the information on the expeditions, letting us know how much money we need in order to get the max amount of skill points possible. It is 1 million space dollars per 1 skill point, and that caps out at 5 skill points total. This means you need 5 million space dollars in order to even make the expedition worth it, because if you're not going to get the full 5 points, then doing the expedition isn't really worth doing, and whether it's really worth doing for 5 points is a whole video on its own. But I wanted to figure out the fastest possible way that you could make $5 million. So to figure out the actual fastest way to make $5 million in this game, we had to take a look at a few different things. We can't just say, oh, I just did this thing and I made a bunch of money, because that's not really how that works. The first thing we take a look at is how profitable what we are doing is. The next thing we take a look at is consistency. Is it consistent to replicate this method over and over and over again? Next is how fast can we do said thing? And lastly, is it content creator proof? Because that is a big problem that happens. A lot of content creators put out information and they're like, well, just run this route. Well, then everybody who sees that video, however many hundreds of thousands of people it may be, then go and do that same route, and then they're all fighting over trying to do that thing. So I didn't want to put out something that was going to cause that to happen. I wanted to find a way to make a ton of money that was essentially content creator proof. And I did. But before we get into that, let's first talk about some things that are definitely not worth it. First off, crafting high-level guns. Don't try to craft and sell anything for income. Well, almost anything. Most things, especially all of the guns, craft at a loss. You're better off selling the things that you use to craft said gun, and then you are crafting the gun and selling the gun. Another really popular thing that is going around right now is doing Stella runs. So you grab a free kit, you go into Stella, you try to grab as much loot as possible, and then you try to get out. I've seen a couple of different videos talking about this, and I've seen a Reddit post talking talking about this, and in everyone, they do the exact same thing. They're like, on average, I got out with about this much money. The one Reddit post I saw was like, go to Assembly. In Assembly, I got all the good stuff, and I got out with somewhere between 42,000 to once in a while 172,000. Well, here's the issue. Saying I sometimes got out with this much isn't an average. That's not how averages work. So I wanted to put this to the test. I decided to do 10 runs. Go in with a free kit, try to get as much stuff as possible, and get out as quickly as possible, and then see how much we get and how fast I was able to do it. I gotta be honest with you. I really wanted this to work, but unfortunately, I can't say it's really worth doing. So out of 10 runs, I managed to extract 3 times. And those 3 times, I got $32,896, $48,797, and $43,669. When you average all of that together, because when you average, you have to average in your losses, that means our average
12,000 a run. You gotta know this math,
from
chat.
this spreadsheet breakdown here, majority of the time
Look
that
at
I
the
was
time.
in there, I didn't even last more than about 4 minutes before I got shot in the face. But that puts our average time at 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So if making about $12,000 every 7 minutes sounds good to you, well, then go ahead and do stellar runs. But I can assure you they're not nearly as profitable as other options. So in my search for YouTube proof and consistency, let me tell you something. Doing anything consistent in this game is nearly impossible and absolutely infuriating. But that didn't stop me from trying. So I was looking at some of the interactive maps, and I noticed that there are large chunks of sections of maps that have Great Mullen as well as apricots and other like produce style stuff. And this stuff is something that I don't see people fighting over or going after very often. So that got me thinking, can I go about harvesting large amounts of Great Mullen and get out with a decent amount of loot? Now I know what you're thinking, and you're about to click away. Don't, just hold on a second. Trust me here. So
Listen,
I went
I'm
to
listening.
Dan
Hear him
Battlegrounds,
out.
I harvested Great Mullen and anything else that was just kind of on the path. So if there was like carcasses laying there, like the big fallen Rocketeers, stuff like that, I harvested the stuff out of those if they were close by, and I harvested all of the Great Mullen that I could find, and prickly pears that I could find, and agave that I could find, and it took me a couple of times, but eventually I got this down pretty consistently. So here's my breakdown on that. You can see that my average is $27,727 per run, and our average time was just over 12 minutes. Also, keep in mind here that every run that I did, I went in with a free kit, and when I got out, I sold every single thing that I had, including the entire free kit, and then run a new free kit when I go in for the next run. This easily nets you anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 just for the free kit itself. And I know some of you are going to be like, I get out with way more than that on average. Yes, but are you keeping track, and how often are you getting out, and how quickly are you getting out? I guarantee you, if you start recording your information, your averages probably aren't what you think they are. And what's interesting here is that if we take a look at these side by side, if we were to even double the Stella information, so if we were to say that every 14 minutes we got out with $24,000, it's still not as good as what we were getting from the damn runs. Now, I'm not telling you to go do this. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm putting it in a video, so everybody's probably going to attempt to try it, or some people are. What I learned from this is what I want to teach you, and it's the important thing about making money fast and consistently in this game. So the first thing and the most important thing, and the reason that this worked so well, is because of stackability. So the things that I was harvesting the most of stack, and I was able to get out with multiple stacks of the same things. This is extremely important. I did a run where I was just trying to collect some loot, and I got out with a full inventory of blue loot, but that full inventory of blue loot did not add up to the same amount that I was getting for those produce runs. And this is because all of those blue items did not stack up like the items that I was harvesting doing the produce runs. So the first thing you want to do is find a route of items that spawn consistently that stack. This could be, for example, like batteries. There are a few locations on specific maps where a large amount of batteries spawn. So you could just go in and farm a ton of batteries, and then anything else that is on that route as well. It doesn't really matter as long as you're finding and farming a consistent amount of stacking items. The next most important thing is to make sure it's not something that's heavily contested, and that it's in an area of the map that a lot of people probably don't go to or don't care about. A lot of people are going to go to the red and yellow zones, so if you can avoid those, that's probably for the best, because those are the areas where the largest groups of people are going to be. And the last thing you want to worry about is speed. You want to try to do this as fast as possible. So once you figure out a route that you like to run, start paying attention to your time and ensure that you're able to run that route quickly. While practicing it, do anything and everything you can to increase your speed. This is extremely important. You want to try to keep your runs as close to 10 minutes as possible, preferably less if you can do it. And do like I was doing and use a free kit and just sell everything and then go back in with another free kit. Like I said earlier, a free kit is anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 right out the gate. And because we're only trying to gain money by doing this, you ensure that any losses aren't any real losses of value. If you do for some reason get taken out, it's no big deal. Just grab another free kit and go right back in. And let's just take a look at some real low bar numbers here. So if you are able to extract with just $25,000 worth of stuff, you only need to do that 200 times in order to make your $5 million.
Chat.
If you can do that in 10-minute runs, that means you can do this in just a mere 33 hours. And if you only have about 3 hours to play every night, that means 11 days. You'll do this in 11 days of consistent play. Now keep in mind, those are low ball numbers. Hopefully you can find a method that gets you out with much more than that. But listen to me very carefully here. Don't be fooled by all of these people who are telling you stuff that aren't keeping track of their actual times and extraction rate. If I have learned anything in my over 8 years of making guides for video games on YouTube, it is that people's perception of time is so incredibly skewed when it comes to video games. Because video games are fun, they get your endorphins up, everything like that, it easily causes an hour to feel like 5 minutes. So if you're listening to me tell you these stats and say things like you could do it in 33 hours and you think, oh my god, that sounds like a lot, I assure you it's really not. Most methods out there are probably going to take you even longer, and you can see for yourself if you don't believe me. It's really easy to do. Go over to Google Sheets or Excel, whatever you prefer to use, or pop it up on your phone, doesn't really matter. When you exit, record the total value that you exit with. If you didn't go in with a free kit and you don't plan to sell everything, subtract the total value that you had at the start of the map. This is the value of your kit. Figuring out the time that you spend in the game is super easy. It gives you the total value of XP that you got for being on the surface. You get 181 XP per minute on the surface. So just divide that XP that you got for being on the surface by 181. That was your total time spent on the surface. Record that as well. Do 10 runs, average it together, see what you get. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you all found this video helpful and informational. If you did, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my content, you can find a link to another one with videos on the screen right now.
That was good, Chad. We're gonna try our first. We're gonna try our first speed run right here. We're gonna try our first speed run right here, chat. This is gonna be our first one. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what damage we could do. Gang says somewhere around 10 minutes. Try to keep my runs around 10 minutes. I've been doing that fairly. I think I've been doing that fairly well. I think I spend like maybe 15 to 20 minutes. So I spend like 15 to 20 minutes in here. These past couple games though, I've been going in somewhere around like 10 or less lately, which is good.
Let's go to Plaza Rosa.
But the goal is now you gotta collect. You gotta stack and collect. That's the goal right now. Stack and collect. Damn, we getting stingy in this motherfucker. And then on top of that, all we're doing now is just selling. We're not even holding on to anything. We're just gonna stack, collect, and sell. Hey, sorry. With the raid. What's up, yo? Wagwan. You gotta learn how to say that motherfucker, alright? I gotta teach you how to say that motherfucker. I'm gonna take you to the islands. You gonna say that motherfucker? They be like, why did y'all say them?
Where y'all from? Where y'all go? Who like y'all them? I gotta show you how to say that shit, gang. Just so you can get, at least so you can get the pass, you know what I mean? And they don't look at you crazy. Streaming A1. It's been good. It's been good. The past, I think last week, past couple days, I had connection issues. Lately, I think I fixed it. It has been consistent. I haven't been having no issues. I have not been having any issues, so I'm happy. Content. How was your stream, love? They leave behind the good shit. Bet. I guess what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna clean it up and I'm gonna sell it. Ooh. Thank you, thank you. See, so it was great. I'm pissed off. Clear Expedition 31 one Goldie. What's Goldie? What's that? Put me on. That's the good spot anyway. Game of the year? You ain't even had the game of the year? What game were you hoping to get the dub? Death Stranding, but it's cool, I guess. Did you actually played you played not Death Stranding. Well, did you play Death Stranding, and also did you play Clear Expedition 33? I'd assume that you played both of them. I'm wondering, why is there a ladder here? Why is there a ladder here if I can't get in? Got a refund on the stream. You didn't like it? Got a damn refund. It was that bad. Blood clot. What was it like hard as shit, or you generally just didn't like it? You got a refund. That must have had to been a really bad game to get a refund type shit. I don't think there was ever a game that I got a refund for. Well, you ain't wrong to be getting your refund. Shit. Oh, buddy. I got one of the weakest guns in this bitch, cause we're gonna keep this run. That's a good one right here. Damn, they about to bring some bullshit, ain't they? I feel like they about to fly some crazy shit in the chat. Yeah, come get him. Come on, I lied. Yeah, damn. Niggas is dying in here. Hold on. If you play for an hour, you get. Hold on, man. I'm leaning back. I think everything goes. And this right here too. I promise I didn't kill them, bro. I swear I didn't kill them, bro. I swear I didn't kill them, bro. You're in good hands, bro. Bro probably saw all them dead bodies and was like, fuck no, not me next. Nope. I swear it wasn't me, bro. I swear I didn't kill them, bro. I swear. Don't go yet. Wait. Let me search him. I swear I didn't kill him, bro. If you want to search him, you want to loot him, you can loot him too. I don't care. I didn't kill him, though. I promise I didn't kill him. He's about to fuck up my bread. He's about to fuck up my money, chat. All right, we can go whenever you're ready, love. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate you so much. You're such a goat. Wait, you don't want to loot him? Let's go, chat. Let's fucking go. That was a W raid. That was the most biggest W raid we had all night, damn near. So there's one of the main things I did was I grabbed guns and attachments. Primarily because, well, so shit like this I can sell. So let me see, we'll go. We won't even unload the backpack. If we unload it, we won't be able to get it. That was lit. That was one of my, yo, we've been having successful extracts, y'all. Successful extracts, no bet. I can't even claim. All right, so we'll go right in here. We're gonna add that to a sell. Sell this. Oof, I don't want to sell this though. But we got stacks. We'll sell this. We'll sell this. We'll sell all of these, but we'll add them to our contribution. We'll sell the zip line. I gotta get 5 mil, chat. I'm at 7,000. I'm trying to get the 5 mil, chat. The fuck. This shit is impeccable, gang. But this often free loadout tools, so that's all good. Like high key. I hope half of that shit got added to my stash. I'm gonna crash out. I gotta check it out. But they're saying they termed it game of the year, gang. I gotta check that shit out. Okay, we're coming up though. We're coming up. We had a good 20,000 right now, chat. Everything else right here is gonna be. I'm gonna add this to the stash. I'm gonna add this to the stash as well. We can sell that. I think this is where your knowledge of everything in this game is really like it can really tap in. We'll sell this. Everything else here, we're gonna add to. We're gonna add those to our projects. I don't even remember exactly everything it was. I was there.
If your heater's out, you're not alone. Layer up, people.
but we'll go. A lot of the gold guns don't really have too much value. You can craft them easily, repurpose them. There's a nice attachment on there. I'm gonna keep any attachments. I'll keep. And I can probably do the same thing with ammo. Ammo is inexpensive, but in clusters, they cost a good amount. We get rid of that. This shit is. I just need to get this shit done, like high key. Everything else I can sell, but these provisions, I just got to get them out the way if I want to progress. Like that shit don't even. That barely do anything. I can't touch those bigger guns. I'm gonna save those bigger guns for later on in the game, high key. Or if I get a blueprint, at least I'll be able to have something. But we're close. We're close. Goal was 100,000. We're at 126,000 for the day. You feel me? So we making progress. It's good. Something like this, I don't mind giving up. I think this one's about to break down. Anvil, I cannot give up my anvils. I'm not gonna even hold you. Yet. I can't give up my anvils yet. Now, if I basically though, if I do some shit like, hold on, if I do some shit like, for example, if I do some shit like, let me see. Let's see if I do something like, this is a level 4. Okay. And I'll do this right here. Now we on it something. We cooking. I think I know. I think I got a technique, chat, just to get that shit out the way without like breaking my bank. I got a technique. Let me see something. Hear me out, chat. So that's 10. Those are 10. That was 10 furrows that I just threw in. Shit, I ain't even got enough in my stash. But we're gonna go here, right? Then we're gonna go to the weapons. We just crafted 10 furrows. I made sure. Oh my gosh. Why are we about to crash? I was about to cook, chat. I was about to cook, chat. Oh, I was about to cook, chat. Oh, wee. I was about to cook, chat. Wow. Just to dedicate to provision. I mean, to my provisions. I mean, to my trials. Come on, let's go, gang. I ain't got all night, man. I gotta get them rest. You mean? to see how much progress I can make with this. Now, because I don't have simple gun parts, and the problem would be I would have to buy simple gun parts, craft them, and get them out there. But that's like the most quickest and efficient way I could probably do it while still making progress. Once I get that out the way, though, it's free game at that point, and that's a way to save compact storage, basically. Come on. Let me run this up real quick. So if I upgrade, and it's metal parts. So this isn't the, but the metal parts, these are things that I can get just from scavenging. You know what I'm saying? So now that's worth 1,000. I got 10 of them. That's worth 10,000 if I do that in that same process. Now, if I get it to a level 4, I think it's worth 5,000. I'm just trying to find it. Let me see if I get it. Why are they ordered like this, bro? Why are they organized like this? They're never organized like this. What is going on? Hold on. There we go. I'm tripping. Okay, so a level 4 is worth 3,000. A level 4 healthy is worth about 3,000. So if I do it like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 30, 33, 36. 36,000 if I do all these all the way through. But just for the metal, if I do 1,000, that's something there. Just trying to find different, at the end of the day, just trying to find different ways to, you know what I mean, make this lucrative. But other than that, my attachments, I have enough guns and provisions to make it to that level. But now it's just working with that number, with the coins that I have as well, and being able to get that. But we're good. I'm basically working two things at once. I can handle the combat items, and those, to me, those are the most valuable. They're the most challenging to get off. But like if I do all my attachments, which I barely use, it's 200,000. I'll keep the ammo because you're always gonna need ammo, right? Depending on what guns you use. I'm picking all my low-level guns right now. Now we're going up to the green. We already made the marker. This has an attachment on it, so it's making it with a value of 10,000. So all that right there. This one has an attachment on it, so I'll take this off. I mean, what we doing? We doing attachments anyway. So yeah, attachments and even upgrades. Keeping ammo. And I'll keep these. I could just commit these right now. High key. But I mean, it'll work. It'll work. I could work it. I'm thinking about just committing to it, committing them right now. See, now I'm gonna commit like things that I don't really use compared to things I don't want to get rid of. Anvils, not going anywhere. I'll definitely trade in a Venator. Shit, 2 Venators for real. Now we have 59 again. These go for a good price. Shotguns I barely use, so I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with this right there, so. We do 2 of these right here. I'm willing to put these up, chat. We about to commit. Gang gave me the technique, man. He said go with them. He said run it up with them free loadouts, gang. He said run it up with them free loadouts. So now I need a total of whatever that number is here. But it's supposed to be like somewhere like 5 million. So all of this. I wish there was something that would tell me how much my whole stash is worth. How much is this worth? Okay, that's only 100,000, chat. That is only 100,000, y'all. So yeah, we gotta get a lot of like purples, I guess. A lot of purples, a lot of attachments. You're gonna have to stash the attachments onto guns. Like everything is just gonna have to be compact and just, you feel me? Just expensive as shit. Everything's gonna be compact and expensive as shit. Like the Stitcher stays in the stash. There's Harpoon, you can sell. You feel what I'm saying? No attachments on it. Sell it. Ammunition. Gotta be conservative. And I can't even, right now, I ain't even thinking about upgrading my stash. I got as far as I needed to with my stash. That stash is gonna stay as is. Don't even use shotguns, but just in case it comes down like what we have. So now we got space to add shit in. We got a couple keys to use in the process to get what you need to get. You feel me? This is gonna require us to use some loadouts every now and then. Shit, we can sell this. Sell this. I wonder why this Beretta costs so much. Level 2 maybe, yes. Shit, at this point, yeah, we good. We good. All them Toros that I had, I was able to just let them go. Just move the money differently, you know. And then angled grip. Yeah, we green, baby. We green, baby. All right, Chad, I'm gonna get the fuck on out of here, man. Gotta get some rest. Gotta work in the morning, so hope y'all stay blessed, man. Stay prayed up. We out this young. Good night. Actually, for the sake of sorry, because she did come in with a raid. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if you can raid somebody, chat. First person I saw was Sunny Jen. I know she been streaming all day too. Like she about to do a 24-hour stream or something. I'm gonna go over there with a raid, I guess. Just get it out the way. If you got a little over her numbers, we'll run it up. Shout out to Sorry for the raid again. I appreciate you, gang. Yeah, we ain't got no numbers here, chat. We on YouTube with it for real, for real. Twitch don't be fucking with your boy, chat. I feel like, yo, Twitch, y'all need to work with our discoverability. If y'all hear this right now, CEO of Twitch, y'all need to work with our discoverability, bro. I want to say, when a person streams and start referring them to other streams, but also, like, I understand we gotta do our part, collab, and do all that as well. I'm gonna have to start doing that with Jen. In general, I'm gonna have to start doing that with a lot of content creators. I guess people just be gaming though. Like, it's hard to collab with people that just game. I mean, you can play games. It's easy. Never mind, it's just easy. I'm gonna mention it to her. Jen is always open to getting games too, chat. So that's a W, John, right there. All right, chat. We out here. Good night.